What's your problem? No, I could just hear you sighing in the back of my ear. You're tired? From what? Cooking dinner? Give me a break, babe. No, I'm just saying I would kill to have your kind of problems. Why don't you try stepping into my world for a day? You'd fold like one of those wraps you're making over there. What's wrong? Besides the obvious? No, nothing's wrong. You know what's wrong. I'm overworked. That's all. Yeah, I bring it up because you don't understand. You always ask me the same dumb question every time. I'm overworked. I'm tired. All right, then don't ask me what's wrong if you don't want to hear it. I've been working on this Goldstein report for the past 6 hours on top of all of my other projects that I've got to get done. And this, by the end of the day, even if I have to work till 12 a.m. It's Wednesday. I've already put in over 40 billable hours. So sorry if it's just a little annoying to hear you in the back of my ear that you're tired. From what? Pilates? Listening to podcasts? Please, I'm tired. Take a break? What? No, I can't take a break. Why is that your solution to everything? Oh yeah, just stop when things get hard, right? No. It's how you get left behind in the real world, especially at my firm. Excuse me if that's not the trajectory for my career that I'd like. Who wanted it this way? Oh, so now it's my fault I have to bust my ass to give you everything you want while you get to sit at home? Yeah, you have such a rough life, right? I forgot. What a bad trade-off. Please. Yeah, I'm sure your friend Becky would be a lot more grateful than you given the opportunity. What's that supposed to be? Nothing. Forget it.
Hey, we got you now, motherfucker. You thought you can get away with this shit? Not in my city. Not up in here. Not up in here. I'm gonna close this door so you and me could have a moment alone and no one else can hear what's going on. I'm sorry. I gotta play nice for the cameras. Detective Sarducci, nice to meet you. A big fan. I'm a big fan of your work. Now I gotta ask you a couple questions. So annoying. I hate this part. I hate this part. Trust me. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. You want to get a cigarette first before? Soda? You sure? Okay, let's just... I gotta say though, real quick. Do you know you're like a folk hero now outside? Yeah. You're like an Italian vigilante murderous Bob Dylan. I gotta say, now that we're sitting across from each other, I do have to say you're very handsome in person. I'm sorry. They were right on Twitter. They were right. The girlies were right. They were cooking up there. No. Keep going. I'm sorry. I keep just getting lost in those doe eyes of yours. Ugh. They're like little brown Milky Way galaxies. You cooked with the message on the bullets. Yeah, bro. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. The Monopoly money? Genius. I tell you, we found your backpack and we were like, oh, he got us. Hey, I want to ask you real quick. What do you do for your abs, by the way? They're phenomenal. I tell you, all this questioning has got me working up an appetite. You want to do lunch? Yeah, inmates got to eat, right? How about we get a couple steaks? What do you say? Last meal kind of thing, huh? Oh, how about some good old-fashioned McDonald's? No, you stop. So the bill just passed in the House. It's a ban. They're calling it a bill, but it's a ban. They're forcing a foreign company to sell its shares of ownership in another company so that a U.S. company can come in and buy it and have oversight from our government. That's just fucking insane. That's bullying. That's never happened before. Okay? Imagine from a capitalistic perspective if the U.S. government tried to enact legislation on a US-based company the same way they're doing towards TikTok, and the ripple effect that would have. This isn't about your data or privacy. The US government doesn't care about that. There's not even any real solid legislation in this country that protects your privacy and data online, except in California. Europe is light years ahead of us in that regard. Also, if it was about your data and privacy, ByteDance gave the US government a more than viable option. The deal still hasn't been signed, is on the table. They've just ignored it and hoping it goes away. ByteDance said, hey, US government, you can store all the data of your United States-based users on your soil and have direct oversight. Fine. Can we just use our app there? No. If this was about your user data and privacy being bought and sold, by the way, any entity, company, individual can come in and buy your metadata and sell it. Something you have intrinsic value, that you created value for, that you receive nothing monetarily in return for. But if they cared about your user data and privacy, they would look in our own backyard. Meta, the largest social media company in the world, has been caught buying and selling your data. T-Mobile has, one of the largest telecommunications company. Another telecommunications company, AT&T, has. The list goes on with American-based companies. They don't care about your data and privacy being sold. If they did, they'd ban Temu. Not a single word about Temu. Temu is actively investigated by the FBI and CIA, has multiple class action lawsuits across multiple states for malware, spyware, information mining, and selling. And they just ran 4 Super Bowl ads. I don't know. It's not about your data and privacy being bought or sold. They don't give a shit about that. Okay? Mike Johnson 2 days ago said, the Speaker of the House said that China is our largest geopolitical, economic, and security threat. Are they? We rely on China more than any other country. In this country, we need China economically. Without them, we fail. They account for 20% of all imports into this country. 34% of our trade deficit is owned by China. We love China. They're not a threat. The threat is 170 million users having access, young users having access to an information sharing app that we've never seen before. I mean, look at the bipartisan effort they're putting into this. We haven't seen anything like it. They tried to ban this thing through legislation 4 times. They don't put that energy towards infrastructure, towards homelessness, towards the education system, toward the border crisis, towards the taxation system. How about the fact that 44% of single-family homes were purchased by private equity and hedge funds last year? Look it up. I mean, I read Wall Street Journal, Reuters, Barron's. I try to stay informed as I can. I'm college educated. I'm not an expert, but this is all real information, I'm telling you. I'm not a tinfoil hat Reddit person. I'm just an American who wants the best for their families, their neighbors, and this country. And it's just fucking scary. It feels more and more bleak. This is the bleakest I've ever felt as an American, and the rights that I used to think that I was afforded in this country and proud to say that I was afforded now being stripped away and rolled back day after day. I just watched Catherine Hochul, the governor of my state, I live in New York City, send another 1,000 armed troops into our subways to stop and frisk anyone they deem a security threat. This bill gives the government the right to ban any app they deem a security threat. Are we seeing the commonalities here? I just want us to start asking questions. Speaking of which, I guess I'll just end with this. By the way, did you see Boeing just clipped the whistleblower while their parts are flying off mid-flight? But we don't know nothing. Okay. I guess I'll end with this. As an American, do you think it is a problem that the U.S. government does not want 170 million of us using an information sharing application? And I'll follow up with another question. Do you think it ends there? Sorry, just these, bro. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it. I look familiar? Yeah, I mean, I grew up around here, so makes sense. Oh, shit. Kev. Holy fuck, dude, that's wild. I didn't even recognize you. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, my head's in a fog, bro. Yeah, I went out last night with some friends and some colleagues. Yeah, night before Thanksgiving, man. I'm getting too old, bro. No, not around. Out in the city. Yeah. I'm actually on my way to my parents right now. No, I don't live in Jersey anymore. Yeah, Manhattan. For like the past 4 or 5 years. I was in Boston for a little during law school, but I moved back to the city with my girlfriend. Yeah, she's in the car. Yeah, I do corporate law, so. It's kind of boring. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yep, all the studying paid off. You got that right. Yeah, I'm still friends with those guys. Actually, it's funny you bring them up. We're going golfing in a couple weeks together, so. Yeah, us nerds, we stuck together. Yeah, we stuck together. You got us there. All grown up, though, so. Yeah, we heard about that. I thought you were going to ball in college, and then something with your ankle? I saw on Twitter a while ago. Yeah, okay. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Do I remember when you pushed me down the stairs? Senior year in high school? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. So this is where you're working now, or? Okay, so I assume you're still around town? Yeah, man, I hear that. Keep a little change in your pocket. I hear that. It's good for you, man. You want to go? Yeah, I should let this guy go. Anyway, it's good to see you, man. Yeah, tell the fam I said hi. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Yeah, just tell them it's fine. It doesn't matter. Chelsea, there you are. What's going on, Rockstar? Hey, listen, before we get started, what happened at happy hour yesterday? You got out of there pretty quickly. I hope everything's okay. Just didn't want to hang? Okay. No, not a problem. No, they're not mandatory, But we do encourage everyone to get involved and spend time together when we coordinate those outside events. It helps with team building and, creating a cohesive work environment. But that's not your thing. No, I understand. Just a little disappointing. Anyway, thanks for hopping on the call. I just wanted to touch base because I was looking at your calendar here for August, and it's saying you're triple O's for the last 2 weeks. What's going on there? Disneyland with the kiddos. That's right, I do remember. Okay. No, never had children myself, not a fan of kids. Listen, I just want to make sure you'll be available in case of an emergency while you're away. No? Okay. No, totally understand. Yeah, it's your right to take your time off. I understand if you want to go dark, but it would just help smooth the process if we could reach out with any questions just in case. I know you're going to be on vacation. I'm sorry to bug you. No, okay. Let me just make a note of that here. No problem at all, Chelsea. I really appreciate your candor, and I hope you enjoyed Disneyland. Let's just make sure we get everything done prior to leaving, okay? No, that's all. Thanks, Chelsea. Have a good day.